Good evening. Welcome to the Red Clay Consolidated School District Regular Board Meeting for September 17th, 2025. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Will you please stand? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Okay, well, Ms. Stevens, can you please commence the roll call?
Miss English,
Present.
Mr. Hinson,
Present.
Mr. Matthews.
Present.
Dr. Neesmith.
Here.
Ms. Sander.
Here.
Ms. Portis.
Present.
Mr. Leonard.
Here.
Quorum has been established.
Thank you. Now go to the agenda approval. Is there a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's board meeting for September 7th, 2025 as submitted?
So moved, Jose Matthews.
Second English.
Thank you. It has been properly moved and seconded to approve the agenda as submitted. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We now have student, staff, community recognition presented by Ms. Alva Mobley. Ms. Mobley?
Good evening, Red Clay families and friends. Superintendent Green and President Leonard, please join me in presenting the award for this month's board recognition. It's my honor to recognize the state winners of Department of Education's School Bus Safety Poster Contests. We are proud to recognize 3 state winners from Marbrook Elementary School. Your creativity shines through each poster and delivers an important message, keeping our students safe on and around school buses. Please come forward as I call your name. Caitlin Hernandez. Is Caitlin here? Let's give her a round of applause. Fernando Garcia. Please come forward. Go forward.
Okay, perfect. All right, looking right here, big smile on 3, 1, 2, 3, and one more on 3, 1, 2, and 3.
Family, come on down. Come on down. Come on.
All right, looking right here, guys, on 3, 1, 2, 3, and one more on 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Let's give Fernando another round of applause. Next, we have Ian Clark. Come on down.
Right here. One more on 2, 1, 2, 3. All right, looking right here, smile on 3, 1, 2, 3, and one more, 1, 2, 3. Awesome, congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you for making a difference in promoting safety across our schools and communities. Thank you to our young artists. Next it is our honor to recognize three elementary schools who have earned the American Heart Association's Heart of Gold School Award. Through the Kids Heart Challenge, they have made heart health, social emotional learning, and community service a vibrant part of school life, teaching students not just how to stay healthy, but also how to help others. Will the following schools please come forward to accept your award? First, we have Baltz Elementary School. Congratulations to Baltz. Next, we have Cook Elementary School. Please come forward.
He has a big hat. Hi. Thank you. Thank you.
You switch. Or actually, no, you're good. Just wanted that today. Looking right there. Man over there. All right, looking right here on three. 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna do one more on three. 1, 2, 3. Thank you guys.
One per. One, two.
Let's give Cook another round of applause. Next, we have Ritchie Elementary School.
So I put them on a post thing. Yeah. Of course.
And right here on three. 1, 2, 3. One more, and we do vertical. And on three. 1, 2, 3. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
All right, looking right here. Big smiles on three. 1, 2, 3. And one more on three. 1, 2, 3. Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations again to Ritchie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on being a true Heart of Gold school and inspiring students to care for their hearts and the community every day. Let's give all of our board recognition recipients another round of applause and congratulations.
Okay, we now have public comment. The Red Clay School Board appreciates any member of the community who would like to make a public comment. According to Board Policy 2006, Red Clay School Board allocates 30 minutes to public commentary. Each person may have up to 3 minutes to address the board, and this time may not be transferred to or from another speaker. The board generally does not respond directly to a speaker. The board meeting is not an appropriate forum to raise complaints or concerns about individual employees. Upon request, the superintendent shall provide the speaker with the procedure for submitting such complaints or concerns. At this time, we will hear from first up, we have Brandon Bouchon. Brandon?
Good evening. 1 week ago today, conservative activist Charlie Kirk was martyred in cold blood at a college campus event. Given the time we live in, millions had already viewed the event the moment he was shot before he was even pronounced dead. While this was an utterly shocking event that became the biggest news story of the week, what was even more disturbing was the reaction from tens of thousands of people online. Many have celebrated, either confirming their approval in writing or actually filming a video to say he deserved to be killed. Now, I'm not here tonight to try to convince anyone they had to agree with a single word that Charlie Kirk ever said. What I am here for, if there's not already a policy in place, is to formally ask the school board to update policy 4021, the staff conduct, electronic communication, and social media policy. What I've witnessed over this past 7 days has been disgusting, vile behavior of so many people around the world. Unfortunately, there have been some in this community and even some employees, the school district, who are either supporting those celebrating a man being executed for his beliefs, providing some level of unspoken justification for it. Far too many times I've seen something similar to, I don't approve of anyone getting killed, but he said this or he said that, so, well, no, not okay. What I do know is this: 2 small children under the age of 5 becoming fatherless should not be celebrated by anyone, let alone teachers or staff within a school district. Civil societies did not tolerate this. I thought we were all against violence in schools. Do we really want our children seeing posts like this online? To those who think this isn't worth a discussion, if you were mourning the death of a family member or friend, only to endure thousands of people celebrating online, would that be okay with you? This is not a First Amendment issue. This is a basic decency and civility issue, something our country is clearly lacking at this moment. Once again, I ask, if a policy isn't in place, I ask a current existing policy to be amended. If there is a policy in place, I just ask a reminder to be sent out to all staff, the way most companies around this country are doing right now as a result. I'm going to borrow a line from Board Policy 9011 titled Civility. District administration and staff are held to high expectations with regard to respectful treatment of parents and guardians and other members of the public. That would be a great starting point. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Bouchon. We now have Kenya Batten. Is Kenya here?
Kiana.
Kiana, I'm sorry.
She online? Okay,
Is she here? Hold on.
no.
Okay. Next up, we have Charles Lockerman on Zoom. Mr. Lockerman?
Good evening, Red Clay board members. How you guys doing today?
Good.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about what we've been doing. The Friends of AI at AI High School. We had a senior barbecue to welcome them back to school. Both staff and AI alumni doing that. The alumni were actually able to sponsor shirts for all 50 seniors for this year, which, is great because just like the end of the year, it's just one less thing that they don't have to worry about that helps them. I took photos in the school on the first day of the school. I've been taking them with the football team. I'm going to do it for all the sports. And when I drop the flash drives off to the school, they actually have a program there in the curriculum for computers that they would edit the photos. So I'm literally just going to provide the material and the students are going to edit the photos for the school, which I think makes everything a little more interesting. The kids are talking a lot about the alumni band and homecoming again because they want to see us out there. So that's what we're planning to do. The 24th is our big upcoming event. We're going to play again like we did last year and just keep a tradition going. Other than that, it's
Did we lose Mr. Lockerman?
no, I'm just trying to compose myself. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Other than that, I just wanted to switch gears so I get this point in too. Is I researched the plan that you guys all proposed and everything, and the only thing that confuses me is AI high school has less students because choice busing was taken away among other things, but I feel like that can make an impact. But instead of giving AI more buses to bring students to the school to increase the attendance and you want to give buses to take them to an innovation center and then go back and forth with the upperclassmen throughout the day. And what doesn't make sense to me is you have money for buses for that program, but you won't allocate any to help the school increase their enrollment. Upcoming, we have, besides homecoming, we have some other things that we're planning with the staff, with the principal's in the loop, and so is the athletic director on everything. So it looks to be an exciting year, and I look forward to the next time I can talk to you with another positive update. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Lockerman. We now have Stephen Frackenthal.
Good evening, board. My name is Stephen Fackenthal, general music teacher at Ritchie Elementary and president of the Red Clay Education Association. Welcome, board member Tortoise and board member Hinson. I'm sure I'll get to know you very well. On behalf of RCA, I'd like to welcome everyone to the 25-26 school year. Our educators have worked hard making sure there's classrooms, offices, and learning spaces are ready for students for the most positive, engaging learning experience possible. Thank you to all employee groups for your time and effort in making our schools ready to serve students. We could not do it without you. As we embark on this school year, challenges will confront us. Through courageous and collaborative conversations, we can alleviate many. Here are my hopes for the 25-26 school year. For our district administration, that every ask of your building administrators and educators, the intent and impact are thoroughly and clearly thought out. We cannot continue to make asks without feasibly taking things off our plates. Our workload increases every year with very little to no relief. I highly recommend a role-playing exercise scenario with each one. For our building administrators, you have such great power in the morale of your building. This can be as small as how you interact with your staff to how you communicate. Take over a lesson and let your educators take a breather. Support, encourage, and appreciate the folks in your buildings. Try to remember what it was like. To the educators, we know this work is rewarding. We see it every day in the smiles, achievements, and growth of our students. We would not be in this profession if we didn't find meaning in this work. But we also know this work is hard, it's tireless, and it can seem damn near impossible at times. It may be damn near impossible because of issues in the school, and as educators, we generally don't want to cause a ruckus. I'm going to ask you to cause a ruckus. I'm going to ask you to start some good trouble because silence breeds resentment. I recognize it is one more ask, but nothing will change if we remain silent. We have great power and strength in our voice. If there is concern, don't ignore it. Our jobs are already difficult. Let us not continue to accept certain things that make it harder. Let's start some good trouble. These are my hopes for the 25-26 school year. We look forward to having collaborative and challenging conversations with the district and board because we want to respect the work of educators and move our profession forward. Our working conditions, you know what I'm going to say, you can say it with me, are our students' learning conditions. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Mr. Frackenthal. We now have on Zoom Shannon Tiberi. Ms. Tiberi?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm going to take a different route. I know, obviously, a lot of emotions around the Charlie Kirk, but I want to address some of the different posts around, why don't we post about school? I'm going to call them events for the sake of not saying shooting over and over again. I want to talk on school security specific to Red Clay. This year, the Department of Education has spent over $3.92 billion for just 2025. Red Clay actually jumped up into the top spot out of all of the school districts for the total spend. So far for this year, we're looking at about 1.28 for Red Clay. I would like the board at some point tonight to address school security specific to why the Red Clay School Board spending, if you look at it across 2025, is limited to just about $1 million for school security out of all the things that are being spent in Red Clay. So I think that's where I would like to also understand whether or not all the schools are staffed with constables. There was, and this is more an awareness for parents, there was just a warning issued to all banks advising of an increase, a 59% increase in scams regarding sextortion, where they're emailing our kids or they're messaging our kids on Discord, on their video games, social media, and they're asking them for pictures and then they're extorting them for money. This is a rising trend. This was a $33 million loss across the industry. Check your kids' social media. Make sure you're having conversations with your kids. This is very important. The notice specifically said this is attributed to about 36 suicides, and boys specific to 14 to 17 years old, which conversely coincides with the statistics that show most perpetrators of school shootings are between the ages of 14 and 17 years old. So again, I just want to address the school security within Red Clay and make sure that that is something that is being considered. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tyberry. And lastly, Mr. Mike Matthews.
Good evening, board. This was a choose your own adventure kind of night, so I'm going to go with envelope 2. Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Green, and community. My name is Mike Matthews, and I'm a proud teacher right here at Calloway. As we begin a new school year, I want to take a moment to wish my fellow educators, our staff, our families, and most importantly, our students a great year ahead. The start of a school year is always filled with excitement and possibility. Our classrooms are places where curiosities will spark, friendships will form, and where students will discover more about themselves and the world around them. None of that happens without the dedication of teachers, paraprofessionals, specialists, custodians, bus drivers and bus aides, food service workers, secretaries, and administrators who show up every single day for kids. I want to thank this board and district leadership for the support you give our schools, and I encourage all of us, educators, families, and community members, to work together to make this a year where every child feels safe, supported, and inspired to learn. Here's to a successful and joyful school year for all of us in Red Clay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Matthews. And now for the approval of the minutes from August 2025 executive session. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the executive session on August 20th?
So moved, Jose Matthews.
Thank you, Mr. Matthews.
Sander?
Thank you, Ms. Sanders. It has been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the executive session held on August 20th, 2025. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The minutes are approved. Now approval of the minutes from August 20th, 2025 regular session. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from August 20th?
So moved, Matthews.
Thank you.
Second, Susan Sander?
Thank you. It has been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the regular session held on August 20th, 2025. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. All right, now it's a superintendent report. At this time, we will hear from Superintendent Dr. Green, who will provide a superintendent's report and introduce our student representative. Dr. Green?
Thank you, President Leonard. Welcome everyone here in the Cab Theater and those who are joining us online. I want to officially, again, welcome everyone back to the 2025-2026 school year. And we have our first student rep of the year joining the board. And so we want to highlight one of our student leaders. Let's give it up for Zion Powell. This young man is a senior extraordinaire from the Conrad Schools of Science. He's everywhere. Every time I'm in Conrad, I see him engaged, leading. So it's fitting that he's sitting here joining the board at the dais this evening. So Mr. Powell, welcome. And I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Good evening. My name is Zion Powell. I'm the student class council president at Conrad Schools of Science. Thank you to Dr. Green, to our president, Ms. Todd Dixon, Mr. Pruitt, and all the members of the board for allowing me to come here and speak to you guys about some of the things that we've done over the first few weeks of school here at Conrad and some things that we're looking forward to over the next month or so. On this slide, you can see some images of our first few weeks at school. Obviously, firstly, our first day of school for our 6th and 9th graders, where they are accompanied by some students as members of National Iron Society, teaching them through their hallways, showing them how to get to class, and introducing them to their teachers, and trying to make them feel welcome on their first day of school. The day after, all of our seniors and the rest of our upperclassmen came to school. The seniors celebrated senior sunrise and their last first day of school, as well as we celebrated our 90th year anniversary here at Conrad Schools of Science. So we recreated a photo from the first day of school back in 1935. That second week of school, we had a big upset win versus Milford for the football team. We beat Milford's a 2A team. That was the first win against a higher ranked opponent since the reinstatement of Conrad back in 2007. And on that same day, on Friday, September 5th, me and my council mates planned a student-led national walkout, which we'll learn about some more on the next slide. A group known as Students Demand Action hosted a national call to service, and me and my senior council mates helped organize a walkout on the track, including the students making signs and chants and peacefully protesting gun violence in schools, which is something that we all felt was very important, especially with some recent events in our country. And we felt that while both it could serve as a protest to gun violence in schools, it can serve as an example to younger students on how to manage calls to action and give them a good example of how to handle things like that. It doesn't always have to be like a violent protest or things that disrupt the orderliness of the school society. You can do it in ways that's peaceful and still gets your point across. So that was our goal, and I think we did it to the best of our ability. On the next slide, we shift our focus more to the athletic side of Conrad. Like I said previously, our football team had a huge win against Milford High School. Our cross country team that same week had an amazing meet down at Lake Forest. We had 4 medalist finishers and 5 top 15 finishers. And our JV football team had a big win against Concord High School, their first win in 6 years. So that was very incredible. On the 9th, high school sports had their media day hosted by Legacy. So that was awesome. The kids got their photos, different things that we can use to show some support to our athletes. And starting on that Monday, the week of 9/7, our middle school sports started practicing and preparing for competition. So at Conrad, we are 6 through 12, not just 9 through 12. So our 6th to 8th graders begin practicing for their competitions against other middle schools. And finally, looking at our next slide, we're looking forward. Starting on the 15th, we started Historic Heritage Month, so we have some opportunities in place to show support to people of Hispanic heritage. Then this following week, the HBCU discussion board or panel, excuse me, which is being held at Conrad Schools of Science this year, is on the 24th, which is followed a few days later by the college fair down at the Chase Fieldhouse. And lastly, homecoming season is almost upon us, which includes Spirit Week on this starting the 6th of October, as well as the parade, football game, and dance on the 11th. And sometime in late October, I don't think a date has been put in place yet, we're going to have our donation contest against St. Matthew's. Last year, I believe it was against Charter School of Wilmington. And yeah, that's about all we have to look forward to over the next month or so. Thank you guys for allowing me to come out here and tell you guys about some great things about our school.
Thank you, Zion. Any questions from board members for Zion?
I have a question. So I see that you have the HBCU week, details here for like the panel and the upcoming
Yes, ma'am.
college fair. Are there like a number of your peers that will be attending that? Or do you just like advertising and whoever wants to go just go?
We advertise. I know last year there was I think it was around 50, 60 kids showed up. This year they added some parameters to who was allowed to attend, so I don't have an exact number, but I would assume it's around the same range.
Got it. Nice. Thank you.
Just want to say well done.
Yeah.
Fellow
Thank you.
Conrad are here.
I appreciate
Son
it.
goes to your
Very
school.
well
So great work.
Excellent job. Thank you, Zion. And again, looking forward to your continued leadership at Conrad, and ultimately as a member who likely will serve on the Superintendent Student Advisory Council this year, an opportunity to advise, me as a superintendent in ways to continue to improve culture, teaching and learning throughout Red Clay. Again, this is an example, and I want to thank the board many years ago for having the thought to actually have students serve on the board, because I think this is a clear indication of how we're putting student voice into action and not just kind of using lip service. So Zion, you know, the door is always open, and again, we're looking forward to supporting you as you go through your senior year. Any idea on plans for next year? Like, what's your ultimate goal in terms of as you finish out your senior year?
I have two paths that I'm kind of thinking about. I would like to become a social studies teacher, but I'm also thinking about going the path of trade. So it's just some things I got to figure out.
So Dr. Dorsey, make sure you see Zion before he leaves because Red Clay is hiring. Let's put that off on the table now, and then you can do both. Right? Learn that trade and do that trade during your summers off and come back and impart some of that knowledge and wisdom on students during the course of the school year. But again, job well done. Appreciate it and look forward to continued support and success as we go through the 2025-2026 school year.
Thank you.
And Zion did cover, again, some things that I'll share in my report. So again, welcome everyone back. Welcome to our staff, administration, support staff. The school year has gotten off to a great start, specifically with our annual back to school block party. I want to thank Ms. April Anderson and Mr. Michael Simmons specifically. And for those that don't know, we used to have the district resource fair back in 2019 when I joined the district. It used to be around late October, November-ish. We would host it in the Dickinson Gymnasium where community partners would come and just share information or resources with families. And one of the clear indications, typically by October, November, families are in their groove. So the reality of adding something new to the schedule is a very difficult proposition. And then COVID hit. And then once we started to reintroduce more in-person opportunities, Mr. Simmons and Ms. Anderson came to me and said, hey, do we want to do the resource fair again? And I literally planted the seed and said, how about we do a back-to-school block party? That's an opportunity to bring Red Clay together holistically, not just individual schools, but for us to bring the community together, fun-filled, back to school, capture the back to school energy. That first year, we probably had about 3,000 families. Last year, we had roughly about 6,000. And this year, we had well over 8,500 family members, community members, and partners come and join. So it truly is a testament to anyone that comes and participates in that. That's a clear indication that we do have a strong community. And it is our goal and to continue to leverage that momentum to ensure that our students, staff, and community at large really do connect in that holistic way to make sure that our schools are true representations of the communities that we serve. So again, thank you to everyone who came out, participated in it. A huge shout out, again, generous sponsors, the Red Clay Education Foundation, federal programs, and many of our community partners. And of course, special thanks to the Red Clay staff, students, volunteers who work tirelessly to bring this block party not only to life to ensure that it's a success. Just on the academic front, one of our themes this year through the Office of Teaching and Learning, led by Dr. Tawanda Bond, we're working to connect the dots and building futures. You know, there's a lot of programs, there's a lot of things that oftentimes aren't necessarily aligned, and we're clear on our focus this year of connecting those dots, excuse me. And a big part of that is through the Red Clay Instructional Framework, where we're really looking at how we design rigorous lessons. How do we really create equitable classrooms, promote academic discourse, facilitate authentic engagement, and make data-driven decisions as we ultimately have students like Zion leave us ready to take on the world through our Portrait of a Graduate, which means that they are committed to serving and supporting people, that they truly have an entrepreneurial spirit. One of the things that we do know is with the gig economy, with the influx of AI, the world that they're living in requires a much different skill set in order for them to be successful. So that idea of an entrepreneurial spirit, just not working a 9 to 5, so to speak, you know, they have a diverse way of not only thinking, but learning. And then also how are we having them have a passion for learning? You know, what is that? We oftentimes talk about being lifelong learners, but what does that ultimately mean? If we could go to the next slide so that the folks can see the portrait of, thank you. And then communication skills on multi-levels. Again, having the ability to come and speak publicly. We had a bill signing, I guess today, Wednesday, on Monday, I believe, at Johnson Elementary. And the students at Johnson who are looking to run for student government at the elementary level actually had the ability firsthand to see government in action when Governor Meyer signed legislation into law. And so we had a lot of our students actually were able to participate in that. And so when we talk about multi-level communicators, students being able to have that experience as early as possible, firm believer in Einstein's quote that learning is an experience, everything else is information. So our goal is not simply to just pass information on to our students. It really is to create authentic learning experiences. And again, having Zion here is just one of the many examples as we look for our students to leave the district with that portrait of a graduate. And so this framework really ensures that all students receive high quality, evidence-based core instruction and supports. And together we can create a powerful foundation for meeting the diverse needs of our learners, who again, not only are we preparing them for tomorrow, but for today. And that focus starts early as we look at focus on early literacy. Red Clay is leading the way in early literacy. We launched the phonics instruction rounds at elementary with our elementary administrators led by Ms. Kelly Harkins. All elementary principals will observe and collaborate on phonics instruction across the district. I think it's important for our school principals to know that what are the look-fors when they go in. It's just not about students being engaged, but what are they engaged in? What are the learning sequences that they're engaged in, and how are we assuring that it's evidence-based, standards aligned for every classroom, every student, pre-K to 5, again, so that they can go on and have that strong foundation once they get to middle and high school to take advantage of the exciting career pathways that we're pushing forward. And ultimately, we're looking to strengthen access, support, and success for all students, as well as our educators. So as part of our strategic plan and the focus on early literacy, we launched this phonics instructional round, again, led by Ms. Kelly Harkins, and we're just looking forward to continue that work. As we continue to focus on data, if they're not in school, they're not learning. And so this year, we have a clear focus and emphasis through all of our buildings and in terms of our building leaders and such, focusing on-track attendance. So we currently have 19 of our schools as we start fourth week of school at an attendance rate of 90% or higher. According to federal accountability regulations, students are on track if they attend school at a 90% or higher rate. And so that on-track attendance is a strategic plan priority, and all of our schools working to increase on-track attendance as a part of their continuous improvement plan. And it's aligned, again, with our Red Clay strategic plan. I do want to give a shout out to Dr. Corey Heacock for her diligence and her work in really making and synthesizing data for our schools and school principals to be able to put that data into actionable form. I'm a firm believer that we are a data-rich state. Sometimes we're analysis poor, and we trip over the data and we get lost in the data, but we have a clear focus this year, again, led by Dr. Corey Heacock, through our assessment department to really look at incremental improvements for on-track attendance, ensuring that we are looking at a 95% goal and really doing that outreach now as we approach September 30th to ensure, like, what are the barriers preventing some of our students from actually attending school? And it's just not a matter, sometimes it's school safety. Sometimes it could be an issue where students, unfortunately, particularly at the high school level, where you may see some of the lower rates, students are working. Again, if we learned anything through COVID, we have a lot of diverse learners who need supports in learning in different ways. A lot of our students, unfortunately, are caregivers, so they have to work. So what are we looking at in terms of flexibility around support schedules and supporting diverse learners? But again, if they're not in school, they're not learning. We also just wanted to again highlight that this year we're focusing on stretch growth for students and our staff, and that's not an indictment, that's a destination. So when we talk about our iReady assessment, there are two types of growth that the formative assessment provides as a diagnostic. They're either typical growth or stretch growth. And there is a correlation where if students reach their stretch growth target over a 2-year to 3-year period of time, they're likely to be proficient on the state assessment. And so that's the goal of working toward that. We're striving for stretch growth, understanding that it is a destination. And if we're unable to reach those stretch growth targets, we're then analyzing and looking at what are those root causes, whether that's through teaching mechanisms or more importantly, through student supports, where they may need any type of support or interventions through our multi-tier systems of support. So this is what you have is our preliminary fall data. We've already begun looking at that. We've tested or had over 8,643 students participate in that fall testing, and just kind of gives you a clear indication or benchmark of who's on level who's close to being on level, and obviously the red indicates where students are as we start the year. So it just gives us a clear baseline for us to start from as we look at teaching and learning. And then fall data, again, at a glance around college level coursework. I think it is important when we look at equitable opportunities for students to participate in rigorous learning. Our fall coursework is at a glance, and these are college level courses that include advanced placement, IB courses, or dual enrollment courses in partnership with our local universities, whether that's the Early College Academy that we rebooted several years ago for students who are taking courses at Goldie Beacom, students who are taking courses at Dell Tech. And Zion, if you don't mind, what career pathway are you in?
I'm in the biotechnology pathway.
And are you currently taking any kind of dual enrollment courses, AP courses, or anything?
I take 3 AP courses. I don't take any dual enrollment courses.
So that's an opportunity. Again, Zion is an example of taking those 3 AP courses where he's earning those college credits. It gives him a leg up to be able to go into college if that's what he chooses to do, to have those credits upon graduation. It also makes them marketable for colleges when they have that opportunity. And for our students who choose to go to just straight to the workforce, the fact that they can put that on some type of resume, it definitely makes them more marketable, and there are transferable skills when we look at our AP seminar course, which we're making that an anchor course for all sophomores. Those transferable skills through that AP seminar course help students across life, again, through communication, through collaboration, their ability to work, to process information. And so this is just some data from the beginning of the year. And if you look at the trajectory from year 2022 to 2023, you see a clear indication of students who are participating in those college level courses has grown substantially across the district. And we're seeing that correlation hopefully through SAT data. And the more that we anchor ourselves in providing students with those rigorous opportunities, we're certain that we'll see positive outcomes. Just to promote some events, October 22nd, we will have our college and career fair. We'll be hosted again at Alexis I. DuPont High School, where we'll have over 100 colleges, universities, the military, local businesses. Again, this is aligned with our vision of career and college ready, just to again promote so that Red Clay is a destination upon graduation for our students to go to the workforce, military, career, but to be a destination for those who are seeking students who are life ready. And so we'll continue that in the month of October. We have the Latino UNIDO Student Summit coming up October 18th. Buses will support and we'll have transportation for students to 4 locations throughout the state to make transportation convenient. This coincides with coming off the heels of Hispanic Heritage Month, as Zion indicated, which started Monday, and it runs through the month of October. It is really the only holiday that's typically a month long that runs over 2 holidays. We do have a large Hispanic and Latino community within Red Clay, and so we uplift and support those students as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. We have HBCU Week, as Zion indicated. Conrad will host a HBCU Week panel discussion, and that's September 21st through the 27th. Again, next week, our students will have the opportunity to participate in it. They'll have the opportunity to explore scholarship opportunities, connect with pathways to the future. More information can be found at hbcuweek.org. This is a series that's been running throughout Delaware. It actually started in Delaware. And it's a unique opportunity, again, for our students to actually get on-site college acceptance and offers when they participate in that HBCU Week. We want to just give a shout out to all of our coaches, athletic directors, and boosters, volunteers who have helped our fall sports season get off to a good start. The Conrad varsity field hockey team, this is a Conrad night, it seems, volunteered at the live like Lucas Foundation 5K and some additional highlights. And we still have our website page dedicated to Red Clay Athletics. Currently, McCain's volleyball team is 5-0, although I believe they had a match today, so hopefully they are still undefeated. So we hopefully, charter school and charter cab football team currently has a 3-1 record. DMA's football team has a 2-1 record. Field hockey is 2-1. McCain's football team is 1-1. Conrad, again, had that big upset against a 2-way opponent. Milford and their JV team had their first win in 6 years, as Zion indicated. And so our sports are off to a good start. And I do personally want to give a shout out to AI's actually volleyball team. As I go out to sporting events, they were playing against Conrad the other day, and they've had 2 tough losses since then. But if you ever want to see community and team spirit, and it's also indicative of AI's football team, I want to give a shout out to Coach Heyman, but to see the camaraderie and the team spirit and those young ladies and student athletes lifting themselves up in the midst of competition. And sometimes we unfortunately measure things in just simple wins and losses, but being a former student athlete, it's the relationships. It's the bonds, it's the life lessons, it's the resilience, it's all the things that sports teach our students. So thank you to all of our student athletes, coaches, and ADs for your commitment to ensuring that our students have a well-versed interscholastic experience here in Red Clay. September is full of recognitions. So here's a recognition slide. I will not go through and name all of them, and because it's packed with many observances and national days, from Attendance Awareness Month, National Literacy Month, as previously indicated, Hispanic Heritage Month. So stay tuned for additional highlights as we honor and celebrate the remarkable people, causes that make a difference in our schools and our community. But specifically, 4 of our Hispanic students here at Calloway students are being featured in a professional art exhibit this Friday, September 19th from 5 to 8 at the Chris White Gallery on Market Street in Wilmington. The show highlights Hispanic artists from across the community. We're excited that 3 current seniors, Marie Montalvo, Sofia Corona Flores, and Natasha Coleman, along with a recent graduate, Arian Sanchez, have been selected. This is a major achievement, and one of Sophia's pieces was even chosen for the exhibit's postcard and publicity. So please join us in congratulating these remarkable young artists if we can, and come out and support again this Friday, September 19th from 5 to 8 at the Chris White Gallery on Market Street in Wilmington. More details will be on our district social media page. This officially concludes my report, and we do have a notice for the upcoming Wilmington Learning Collaborative Council meeting on October 1st from 6 to 7. Will be hosted at the Red Clay School District Boardroom at 1502 Spruce Avenue, Wilmington 19805. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Green. Can you now do the action items?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So transitioning to action items, action item A. It is the recommendation that the Red Clay Board of Education approve the financial position report as submitted. And this is in accordance with section 1507, title 14 in Delaware Code, which requires all local school districts to complete the school district financial position report.
Is there a motion to approve the recommendation?
So moved, Matthews.
Second
you.
English.
Thank you. It has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Ms. Stevens, please call the vote.
Ms. English,
Yes.
Mr. Hinson,
Yes.
Mr. Matthews.
Yes.
Dr. Neesmith,
Yes.
Ms. Sander,
Yes.
Ms. Twardis,
Yes.
Mr. Leonard.
Yes.
Unanimous, motion carries.
Action item B, it is the recommendation that the Red Clay Board of Education approve the bus yard agreement between Red Clay Consolidated School District and Newcastle County VOTEC as submitted.
So moved.
Second English.
Thank you. It's properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Can you tell us what that's all about?
Yes, so in the spirit of public education, cooperation, and a mutual benefit, and again, there is a document that's linked in here, and with the goal of generating taxpayer savings, we being Newcastle County VOTEC and Red Clay, have adjacent space at where our bus yard is located. Recently, Newcastle County, over the past year or so, purchased a lot down there. And so this was an opportunity for us to really look at partnerships in terms of Newcastle County providing us with 2,100 square feet of space to install modular office units for our transportation department. And again, it outlines just the following costs. And then we're looking at how do we look at shared maintenance opportunities across both districts to look at bus maintenance service. So then we agree to maintain and support them and some of the buses at the same level of care, quality, and safety standards. And oftentimes we talk about cost sharing. We know, again, Newcastle County is its own district, but they do serve and we serve the same community, and being neighbors, this was, something that Dr. Ammon, along with Kelly Shahan, we want to thank Dr. Joseph Jones and Newcastle County VOTEC, as well as Newcastle County VOTEC's board, for being open-minded to really look at that collaboration in terms of how we can not only support each other, but look at shared space down at the adjacent bus yards.
Thank you. Ms. Stevens, can you call the vote?
Miss English,
Yes.
Mr. Henson,
Yes.
Mr. Matthews,
Yes.
Dr. Neesmith,
Yes.
Ms. Sander,
Yes.
Ms. Twardis.
Yes.
Mr. Leonard.
Yes.
Unanimous, motion carries.
Action items, both C and D were information items last month, but C is the standard operating procedure, so it is a recommendation that the Board of Education approve the standard operating procedures as submitted.
So move, Neesmith. Second, Susan Sander.
Thank you. Is there properly moved and seconded? Is there any discussion? Ms. Stevens, can you call the vote?
Miss English,
Yes.
Mr. Henson,
Yes.
Mr. Matthews.
Yes.
Dr. Neesmith,
Yes.
Ms. Sander,
Yes.
Ms. Twardis.
Yes.
Mr. Leonard.
Yes.
Unanimous, motion carries.
Action item D is a recommendation that the Red Clay Board of Education approve priorities for the 2025-2026 school year as submitted. And those priorities are, again, as part of my superintendent report, monitoring student learning, progress and opportunity gaps, strengthening board governance through ongoing training and development, and then enhancing family, community, and student engagement across the district for the 2025-2026 school year.
Is there a motion to approve the recommendation?
So moved, English.
Is there a second?
Second,
Second.
Susan Sander.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Ms. Stevens, please call the vote.
Miss English,
Yes.
Mr. Henson,
Yes.
Mr. Matthews.
Yes.
Dr. Neesmith,
Yes.
Miss Sander,
Yes.
Ms. Twardis.
Yes.
Mr. Leonard.
Yes.
Unanimous, motion carries.
Thank you. The next series of action items are donations. Again, we want to thank the community for their generosity. It is a recommendation that the Red Clay Board of Education approve a donation in the amount of $500 for families in need at H.B. DuPont Middle School from Rawlins Orthodontics.
So moved.
Second, Matthews.
Okay, it's properly moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yes. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Action item F, it is a recommendation that the Red Clay Board of Education approve a donation of 150 book bags for students at backpack and school supplies valued at $3,000 from the Phillips Cohen Associates at Johnson Elementary School.
It is properly approved. Is there a motion to approve the recommendation?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.
Opposed? Yes, thank you very much.
Action item G, it is a recommendation that the Red Clay Board of Education approve a total donation of $3,000 from adoptaclassroom.org to the Marbrook Elementary School to be distributed to 6 teachers, $500 each for classroom purchase, or for purchase, of classroom supplies.
Is there a motion to approve the recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second, Matthews.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Yep, just a big thank you again.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved. Thank you.
Action item H, it is a recommendation that the Red Clay Board of Education approve a donation in the amount of $7,000 from Ms. Elaine Leonard from Just Mentoring Program to provide a mentoring program for middle school students and leadership for high school students as submitted.
Is there a motion to approve the recommendation?
So moved, Susan Sander.
Second?
Tortoise. Second Tortoise.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes.
Both of you for all of your work and all the fundraising you've been doing. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife also for, for the program and for making this happen, and Mr. Pruitt for coordinating the whole thing across the district. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And this isn't an action item, but there will be something likely coming before the board next month. Warner Elementary was a part of history on Saturday. There is a program, it's called Extra Yards for Teachers. The College Football Foundation does this each year, and Warner was selected by the University of Delaware. And the only reason why I said that they were part of history because University of Delaware football team won their first ever FBS college football game. It was an overtime thriller, so that game will go down in infamy. And Warner actually got awarded that grant on the field during the first quarter of that game. So, no, thank you to the University of Delaware and College Football Playoff group for recognizing not only Warner, but education and educators across the country. And it was fitting that Warner was one of the schools. So that donation likely will come back to the board next month.
Okay, thank you. We now have the consent action items. Does anyone need to remove, anybody may need to be removed from it, consent items before we make a motion? Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
moved.
Susan Sandry.
Second, Jose Matthews.
Thank you. Has been properly moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now the school board committee reports. The first one is the Community Financial Review Committee, which met on 9/9/25. I guess that's me.
Yeah.
Okay, the CFRC met on September 9th with 5 members in person. And the items discussed included expenditure report by Dr. Hammond, Division 32 budget. Local salaries and benefits were on track, 2.8% was used. We talked about tuition program, Meadowood program, and substitute cost, which was $4.3 million, which only 2.6% has been used. The costs have gone up from last year because we're using 3 agencies and now filling positions that we couldn't fill before with 1 agency. Teacher personal days also raised from 2 to 5, so that had to be into the budget. Talk about the tax revenue. It's unknown to the extended deadline for appeals from September 30th to November 30th. 8.4 million was originally tax revenue without reconciliation, but revenue will change with that process. The big talk about tonight was opportunity funds. State opportunity funds equals 55 million. These funds are divided by the total number of EL and LI students, low income and English learners. The Red Clay Board voted for the waiver for the opportunity funds. And there are lots of numbers here. And Dr. Hammond gave us lots to think about. There are also opportunity funds for mental health from grades K through 4, 30% for LI and 10% for EL. School allocation, for those who don't know, allocations from the opportunity funds are based on previous year's enrollment unless the waiver is approved by the board. A couple other things that came out of it. There was a suggestion by the CFRC to make a recommendation to the board establishing a low range of percentage for opportunity funds per school, 80 to 90%. And Dr. Hammond will seek legal counsel on that and the board's authority to do so. There's also a suggestion made for the CFRC to present a proposal to the school board to change the name of the committee from Community Finance Review Committee, CFRC, to Citizens Budget Review Committee. This would comply with the state code on nomenclature. CFRC preceded the code before it was adopted by the state. So now we just think changing the name, which would fit the law, would be appropriate. Next meeting is October 14th. Thank you.
I just want to add, I was there virtually.
Yes.
There's a lot of people, so we can add that in from the minutes. Because we have a lot of people that attend virtually, so it was a good turnout, I think.
Yes, it's a
Susan
very
was
good
there as
turnout.
well, right?
It was a great meeting, yeah.
Yes, it was.
Very informative.
Yes,
Thank
it
you,
was.
Dr. Raymond.
Yep, thank you, Dr. Hammond. Very enlightening. Delaware School Board Association, DSBA.
Thank you, President Leonard. So I unfortunately was not able to attend. They did hold a meeting on September 3rd right after Labor Day. Unfortunately, I was away. We do not have an alternate on our board. I know that when we signed up for committees back in July, we have Mr. Hinson signed up for legislative committee and I'm the alternate. So also throwing it out there in the instance that I'm not able to make it, and we are like the most northern school district, and the meeting is in Dover. So it makes it tough. The other thing is that DSBA doesn't offer their meetings virtually. So if you're away, given a holiday weekend, Labor Day, or if you have any other commitments, it's not like you can Zoom in or tune in. But they did circulate the minutes. My apologies to Ms. Stevens. I actually just sent them to her. So we will update that into board docs. Not a whole lot going on here. I mean, I did review the minutes. The next meeting's November 5th. I'll be in attendance then. It looks like they gave an update on special session on the 12th. Dr. Green and I were in attendance for special session, and we all know the outcomes there. So we'll stay tuned. The other thing I wanted to mention, since we are on DSBA, registration is open for the annual conference. It actually opened just last week. The upcoming conference will be in San Antonio from April 10th through the 12th. It looks like they've really cut back, so it's a quick one. But for those who are interested, yeah, reach out to Dr. Green and Ms. Stevens to coordinate. Other than that, that concludes the report.
Thank you, Mr. Matthews. And now the Facilities Committee.
Hi, I'll be reporting on the Facilities Committee. We met on September 8th. This was a pretty packed meeting. We covered a lot of information, so I'm going to do my best to just kind of highlight some of the things that are happening within our facilities department. ESCO 2 updates. The interior lighting replacements are completed in all 25 schools, which means they're 100% completed. Exterior light upgrades were completed in 10 of our schools, and the vendor is currently reviewing schools that were not part of the project to ensure that the district has adequate lighting coverage around the buildings now that it's getting dark earlier. The UVGI installation has been completed in 23 schools, and this is a system to clean the coils on the air returns, the air vents, I'm sorry. The solar panel installation is complete, and the tie-ins are done at 6 schools. And I just want to mention that between July 9th and September 4th, the district saved over $34,000, close to $35,000 in 5 of the schools. They're waiting for Delmarva's authorization to turn on the Dickinson system, and they are just delaying that for safety reasons and inspections. Major capital updates. They provided a lot of the updates of schools currently under contract with the design teams, and the district hopes to have the first 10 schools out to bid this winter, with renovations starting after that. The summer projects, we were presented with pictures of the before and after of the summer projects, and I have to admit they are remarkably beautiful. The updates were really well done. New business, and this is the most interesting part. Martian reviewed the House Bill 49 related to school safety and provided updates to the committee in the bill in the district's project. HB 49 is a bill that strengthens safety systems upon capital improvements. And all of our schools have been reviewed and approved by the DEMA. 12 schools are complete with the installation of the ballistic film and hardware, and the remaining schools will follow the major capital improvements timelines, as front door placements must be completed before the project is finished. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sanders. And I just like to say kudos to the school district for looking at renewable energy. Being a former environmental science teacher at AI High, we taught a lot about alternative energy and energy efficiency. So thank you for going in that direction. Okay. All right, One Day Learning Collaborative.
I don't have any updates this time. Thank you.
Anything on it or? Anything on WLC or?
Nothing specifically. Again, the meeting was on the 3rd. Continue to move forward, really looking at, now that we're back to school, what types of programs, supports, and how we're working to integrate that throughout the district. And so more to come this on the WLC. I think this isn't on here, but the Reading Consortium has a community meeting that we will serve as the host site at Warner on Saturday, September 27th. I will make sure that the board just has that information and the community for those who can come out and join. I believe that is a hybrid. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on it, but we'll make sure that you have that information, just that we can give the broader community awareness around what's happening with redistricting, with Reading Consortium. And so there is a meeting where American Institute for Research will be sharing some findings around focus groups and youth-led survey and some research that was done by youth around the social drivers. And that's everything from housing, transportation, those barriers that a lot of our students face. And there's some interesting findings coming out of that, specifically through, again, when we talk about student voice, the student's perspective, and just in terms of some of the things that they see as hardship, right? And looking at a lot of the program offerings out there, there's a lot that's being offered. But when we talk about, again, the board priorities, and I think the board is on the right track when you're starting to look at opportunity gaps, because we can offer programs, but are students able to access it? And so one of the things that we know is, particularly for students who reside in the city of Wilmington, a lot of them are hesitant to stay after school, for example, because public safety is a concern for them, or they have to get home to support siblings. So therefore, they are forced to sacrifice participating in after school activities because life circumstances are presenting something different to them. So I would encourage, again, the board, if you can join, or others, as we share that information about September 27th to learn more about the report.
Did you say that you're going to try to get it to be virtual? Because right now it's not set up.
I think it is an in-person. So that's why I just said, I know I probably misspoke, so I can't force anyone to do anything in
okay.
person. It's not like our board meeting, but I did misspeak. I think it is an in-person meeting.
It is 9:30 to 2.
Yes.
I was hoping it would be virtual
Yeah.
too.
I think it's, and in that instance, when you're doing it,
A lot of movement.
yeah, a lot of movement, because it's more participatory and interactive, and it's hard to be participatory or interactive being online, so.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Wish
thank you.
everyone was like us. And Dr. Green, can I quickly ask, in terms of other, like community meetings of the like, have we heard anything for combined school boards yet this year?
No, that's a good question. Ms. Mobley, can we do and make sure to see, I'm trying to figure out who's the host. I'm not even sure who the host district is this year, because if it's us, we need to get on it. But I'm not even sure who the host district is for combined board, yeah, whose term it is. So we need to find out. We'll let the board know. Thank you for flagging it.
I want to add one more thing. There is free childcare for the Reading Consortium meeting on September 27th, and there will be bilingual Spanish interpreters. So just want to make sure the community is aware of that. So
And a lot of times they offer food. Too.
Yes,
get the
they
kids
do.
snack,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, nice.
There is, and again, we'll make sure we push that out, just that there is a request to register, especially given food. You don't want to not have enough. And so they are asking folks to kind of pre-register this so that they can get a head count of how many folks to accommodate.
Right. Thank you. Now, items submitted by the board. We have the attendance zone, the restructuring review committee proposal. Ms. Sander?
Thank you. I propose the establishment of the Red Clay Attendance Zone and Restructuring Review Committee. Excuse me. This initiative represents one of the most significant changes to the Red Clay District in decades. The financial and stakeholder investment required for this project will be extensive and enduring, with the expectation of long-term success. The school board has a responsibility to ensure that our community of staff and families is well informed about the changes related to the programs, transportation and district costs, career pathways, and the timeline for implementation. According to this, accordingly, this requires a committee with representation from each nominating district. It's important to note that this committee is not tasked with proposing changes, but rather reporting on the progress of plans related to the attendance zone and restructuring.
Any discussion?
Is there a motion?
Oh, motion?
I think we have to.
So there is no motion. This is just a notice of it, and then the board will come back next month to vote. And
Oh,
so
we can have discussion.
you can have this, yeah.
Okay.
Discussion.
Yeah, any discussion? I'd just like to say, I think it's a great idea that we have, it's bi-monthly, correct?
Bi-monthly, I'm sorry, I did forget to indicate that,
Yeah.
every other month. Apparently bi-monthly has 2 meetings. It can be, so I would require the board to require the planning committee to meet with us every other month for updates on the plans.
So my general question just to the board, is that at a regular board meeting you want that update? Or if you're saying bi-monthly, is there a subsequent meeting that you want the committee to update the board? Because that would require notice. So I'm just being clear, just in terms of dates and timing,
Yes.
and efficiency of if you want the committee to update the board, what kind of cadence? So are you,
Meetings and then update the board
Yeah.
from the meetings, definitely.
so you want to, so it will be a separate meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
I apologize. Yes, it would be a separate meeting, definitely. No discussion?
Any other discussion?
I noticed on your timeline, it was the life of the committee starting in October 2025 and ending October 27,
Yes.
2027. Is there any reason for 2027 or until
The plan
completion of
to
the
be-
project?
Apologize, I didn't mean to talk over you. The plan is to be implemented in September of 2027, I believe. And I wanted to ensure that all the details are wrapped up, and that's why I proposed that we go until October of 2027, in case there are any last minute updates that the board should be aware of.
Okay. So is there a mechanism then if plans get delayed for whatever reason, that if we have to continue the committee after October 2027 because because the situation hasn't fully resolved
out.
itself and
That's-
fleshed out?
I had not.
Is there a
considered that.
mechanism that we would be able to extend the committee, or are we set to the 2027?
I would love to see a mechanism put in place, definitely, definitely.
I think I was in the proposal, if we need to go further with it.
Okay.
So may I ask just something of the board, then if that is indeed the case, and obviously if you leave the board meeting, you digest information, just submit that information. We'll gather the information, work with Mr. Pruitt, so that when you come back next month, because what we do want to make sure is efficiency, and when you talk about nominating districts, then there's a process about how we actually go back and solicit nominating districts. So now we're putting ourselves out further, and the board it may delay your timeline. So if it's okay with the board, submit your information. We'll kind of synthesize it to get the essence of what you're saying and give feedback, so that at least next month you have something that you can vote on that has the impact based on the intent that you want, because we want it to
Thank
be
you.
something that's efficient. We know we already kind of have a cadence in terms of getting out to meetings in October, representative student groups. I don't know if he's listening, but my neighbor, Mr. Mike, who is a graduate of McCain High School class of 1975. We heard public comment last month from alumni from the class of 1975. They have their 50th anniversary coming up this weekend. And I will be joining them Sunday at a luncheon just to engage with them to share insight. And so there are things that are already happening to engage the community. And I know we want a formal committee, but so we'll give feedback and work with, if the board wants, and since Ms. Sanders presented it, work with Ms. Sanders to be able to gather that information and dialogue so that the board knows that we're engaged with the board
Thank you.
as we provide with information coming back to make sure something efficient for the board.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think it's modeled like the facilities committee where district gives updates on facilities and so forth. But yeah, I'm happy to see it, and hopefully we can make that work. Okay, any other discussion? Thank you. All right, we have two choice items, just good cause applications and choice terminations. And then adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So
No
moved.
motion.
Is there a second?
Second English.
Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Have a
Thank
good
you
night,
all.
everyone.
Yes.
This would be his end.